The joy of Pepsi.
The joy of Pepsi. Blah, blah, blah.
I have a feeling I'm going to get cut out.
Wait, save it for the pod.
Save it for the pod.
This is JD's podcast. JD's Rubber Boots podcast. We gonna sit and relax and tell you all sorts of stories. Talk about life and little sports. You know we're gonna play some games. And if nothing else, you know we're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna have a laugh, oh yeah. This is the podcast.
Finishing off the last bite of my Daryl bar. Not a sponsor of the podcast, but maybe we should have a new segment called Free Endorsements.
Free endorsements,
Actually, probably I drink coffee in Weimar. Yeah. That wouldn't be the best
The
time.
trip is
I don't
canceled.
think they'd be happy about that.
Daryl bars. If you're looking for a little protein bar, kids.
Yeah, I am.
I'm not endorsed by the Daryl Bar Company.
You should be.
It's a good Canadian company.
What are the tastes?
Only a couple of grams of sugar.
Is there a good
Peanut
taste?
butter chocolate. Better than most protein bars.
Oh.
I cannot aptly describe how much fun the last hour or so was.
Yes.
Let me paint a picture. Can I paint a picture? Hi, Lester.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, Puffy.
Hello.
Hello, Christoph.
Good day.
What episode's this?
4?
Who's Christoph?
Say 98.
No, on the season.
Oh, the season.
Oh, that I've lost.
What season are we in?
This is season 4.
4?
That I know.
Is it season 4?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought 3.
First of all, glowing
have 3
reviews.
box sets.
Glowing reviews for your hypotheticals last week.
Yes, people-
A lot of feedback. A lot of people thought it was very funny when you made me give Kate life or death. And it
I think I'm on a bit of a roll with my hypotheticals.
You really are.
Strong word.
We may
By-
not, yes.
Episode 9
I'm
of
peaking.
season 4, by the way. I just confirmed
already?
that. It is episode 9,
Wow,
yes.
look at us, eh? Almost in double digits again.
I know.
So, we've talked about the Pepsi ads
Yes.
that we've been doing. By the way, a lot of, I guess I promised a couple of episodes ago that we would post the first Pepsi ad on the Instagram stuff.
For our 100th episode.
It's what we do. We make promises we can't keep.
So what I'm going to have to
Should get
do,
an
I
intern.
think now, because you get them emailed to you and they have a link and it's complicated.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm going to have to play it somewhere on a monitor, and then I'll just shoot it with my phone. That's about the only way I can figure out how to get it up.
Well, why don't we send it to our intern?
I was going to say that. Lester mentioned we should find an intern.
Zach
We should
Phillips.
find an intern.
Zach,
Yeah,
where
hello,
are you?
Zach.
We need
You're here
you.
for the
Dropping a ball.
Instagram.
So we did that Pepsi ad that we still haven't put up there with me running around the parking lot and running over Stoff, and he makes his cameo. Hopefully by the time you listen to this, we will have placed that on the Instagram.
Yes.
In some form or another. Even if it's me shooting my phone off my television.
Audio up for that if you want to hear me.
I'm sure the good folks at TSN Brands Partnerships will make that happen for us.
That's right. So
That gets a little less.
Lester was left out of that spot.
Yes, he's away.
Which is a tradition on our pod. But we decided to be inclusive. I think at this time in the world, we need to be inclusive at all
100%.
all times.
I think
more love
all
in
the
the
time, but yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely all the time. Yeah, you're right. Let's just be inclusive this week.
That's just now.
Completely exclusive after that.
3 years ago, it was also cool.
So the fine folks at Pepsi came back to Kenny Wong and the team and Aaron Stone, and they said, we need more ads. We need more ads.
They do.
And Kenny said, well, let's do some more ads. So today is our filming day. I have 2 more. So this is going to be an abbreviated pod. I'll tell you that right now.
So you're filming 3 different ads today?
3 different ads today.
Really?
Okay.
First one we filmed stars Jimmy, obviously,
Ooh, it's going to be a star.
Puffy,
Yep.
Christoph,
Yes.
and Lester.
And Lester.
Yes.
All 4 of us as... So here's the concept. All these ads run right at the end of a Toronto Maple Leafs pregame show. So the concept is this is happening during the commercial break. This is what we do during the commercial break. The first one, I ran to get a Pepsi and knocked over stuff and did all these things. This one, I have, and I just shot this bit. You guys didn't see it.
Yeah.
I have my suit on. I rip my suit off like Superman.
Yep.
And underneath my suit is a barbershop quartet outfit.
Wow.
You look sharp.
At which point I join you guys and we sing this song.
Sing a song.
The joy of cola. Jump in, enjoy the ride. And take your time. Joy of bubbles, joy of fun, and joy of Pepsi on your tongue. The greatest taste sensation under the sun. Bum, 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 bum. The joy of Pepsi.
Of joy of cola.
I said cola too. Damn it.
This is the day that we're not in the set with the cameras because we all just did our moves because we had to choreograph this sort of.
Yeah.
How many takes do you think we did?
We did at least 20.
Not enough.
At least 20.
First of all, Lester, again, genius. He's told, come up with a barbershop quartet song, and he pulls that off in about 2 days.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Thank you.
Pleases the Pepsi people. They're in love with it.
Yeah.
We have to memorize it, of course. I spent last night, I take Gracie to the grocery store, and I call up the email on my phone with the song, and I say, Gracie, just play this over and over again. So we played it like 27 times on the way to the store. She was just laughing her ass off, just how stupid I was singing the song.
Yeah.
Joy of bubbles, joy of fun, joy of Pepsi on your tongue. I come in this morning. Puffy doesn't know any of it.
Well,
Stoff is not familiar with the tune whatsoever.
there was two versions that were sent out, and then I looked at my lyric sheet, and it didn't match the version I was listening to. And
So
I just
let
figured,
me explain that.
I thought this was a ginger ale ad.
Yeah. So I figured I'd just be a bop, bop, bop guy.
I wrote something that was much more specific to the spot, which they really liked, but they wanted me to use something more like what they've had before. So that version that I did is a barbershop quartet version of an ad they had years ago.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So I put my spin on
Can
it.
you play it with our mic still up? Can you have it play it like low with our mic still up?
The joy of cola.
So see hear the bop 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 guy.
Jump in,
Bop, bop.
enjoy.
So Puffy says, I want to be the bop bop guy. I don't need to know any of the lyrics. I just want to go bop 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 bop.
But then they're like, that's an important role. You can't do that.
Lester has to be that guy. He's the only guy that can keep that up.
I'm like, oh, yeah, it makes sense.
So we're
Sorry,
standing,
man.
we're standing next to each other in these ridiculous costumes, doing 40 takes of this. and Stoff is beside me, and the first line is the joy of cola, and the last line is the joy of Pepsi. And every take, Stoff says the joy of cola, and then he tries to correct it. He's like the joy of cola, Pepsi, and I cannot stop laughing.
It's so
It's so
And they're
funny.
like, you need to hold the finish, guys. Hold the finish for 5 seconds so we can have a clean out. And Stoff's like, the joy of cold Pepsi.
Wasn't one of the Cola C one?
It was so good.
Oh my God.
So, that was incredibly entertaining. It's going to be the stupidest ad ever. And we tried to do coordinated movements. Let's try to do like left, right, left, down, left, down. Trumpin',
Was not
left,
happening.
right.
We were
The worst
struggling.
part was they were all 2-part moves. It was like literally left, right, and
Yeah.
Didn't get it.
Get it.
It reminded me of when we did a few years ago when we did "Don't Take My Goal Away," which was one of our video songs. Don't take my goal away. Stop to play a bit of it.
Don't care about no video replay.
Noodles was in it.
Yeah.
O-Dog was in it. Myself, Marty Biron.
Marty Brown, yeah, for sure.
I guess that was
Just the four of you.
four of us.
Just
and,
the four of you.
And then Gino had a cameo. Bobby had a cameo
yeah.
rapping, right?
Yeah.
Noodles had the worst rhythm ever.
Yeah, he was-
It was like looking at the outtakes from that. Everybody's dancing, and Noodles is just off on his own doing. I do not know.
When you're
what."
wooden in the actual takes, the off takes were just
That's so funny to
unbelievable.
me because as the goalie, I would think he would have the
just some sort of rhythm.
some sort of rhythm.
Well,
you know?
I'm sure he did, like incredible reflexes. The other
Yeah.
thing is Noodles in his day, like that guy, he went out and partied at
Yeah.
the greatest clubs. So I want to see video of him on the dance floor. Because
Right.
I don't know how it would have gone well.
At some like really high end club.
New York City. Anyway, that was an awesome time, gentlemen. Congratulations again.
I'm just hoping I'm not on the
Lester.
cutting room floor.
Well, I think
It might become a trio.
It'll probably be like mostly me, and you guys are a little bit like you'll see a shoulder of you here and there.
The Pepsi trio.
a lot of CGI.
So they make this suit for me that is a tearaway suit that I can pull off and have my barbershop quartet outfit on underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And so it takes it's almost this. I can't even imagine what actual actors go through in films where they have to take 12 hours in makeup or whatever that may be. So it takes about 15 minutes for them to get the suit on because it's just Velcro because I need to be able to tear it off.
Yeah.
And it looks ridiculous. The first time I try to do it, I nail it. I just go, boom, it just falls off of me.
Yeah.
But I had like an angry face on. Like it looked like my sex face. We talked about.
I wouldn't know.
And so
I've seen it.
Why, Mara?
it was like this. Yeah, you'll all see it there. It was like this.
Brooksie, I'm coming in. Just looking all angry.
Stopped early, lost his coffee there.
And so Kenny Wong is like, and Jake Thompson, or the two guys producing it, are like, yeah, great job, Jimmy. Yeah, that was great. Could you just be a little less angry? We're trying to sell the Pepsi product. And so the next time, I'm just so focused on my smile that I have to pull forward because all the Velcro's at the back.
Yeah.
Instead, I pull sideways and I just rip the thing.
Oh, no.
No, I just like, it's kind of, then they had to cut off the sleeves and do it again. So anyway, we finally got the take, and we don't know, we're not going to give out a date because we screw up the dates anyway.
Yeah.
But sometime in what, you think, December, January?
I'm hearing December. I've heard December.
We'll post a pic. Should we post a pic, or should we let people wait and build the anticipation of what we look like?
Yeah, maybe post a pic after.
Post a pic after, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Build up the anticipation.
I think
Or
so.
I know, maybe actually show a pic. If we're allowed, are we allowed to?
Yeah, we'll ask the Pepsi people.
We don't want to give
Maybe just a partial.
Huh?
Like, just our legs.
we don't want to give away too much, I don't think, but you know.
Anyway, I have. There's no more joy in my life when I get to be an idiot with you three. And, well, maybe with my children.
And Brooks,
I thought he was going to say maybe only Puffy.
Let's get to the week that was.
Let's discuss the week that was with James Duffy and the Rubber Boots Podcast Crew.
Week that was brought to you by iDrinkCoffee.com. Slavic was so excited as I got to see it. Slavic doesn't really, he's not a big hockey fan or whatever, so he doesn't write me often when I'm on television.
Yes.
But during the pregame show, so I go to Seattle to do the MLS Cup on the weekend, and Slavic is texting me throughout the entire pregame show.
Does he not realize you're working?
He wanted to go, but he couldn't go because they had to go somewhere else. So these are the string of questions he asked me. You know, Anna had a little bit of a procedure, his wife, so he couldn't go. So he's like, does TSN put you in the pointy end of the plane? And then he's like,
Is this?
Are you on a direct flight? Yeah, I'm here now. Coverage has been great so far. Where are you sitting during the game? What is your set like? Send me a pic. And then at halftime, he's like, we have this. 45 minutes to glory! Exclamation point.
Did the phone then go dead after that?
I did not hear from Slavic again after that because he's so passionate. Did you suffer with your Reds?
I was at a hockey tournament. Boys made the final. So the final for the hockey tournament was at 4, and the TFC game started at 3. So we were watching it from the arena. They had it up at the arena, and they played really well in that first half.
Spectacularly. It was shocking.
And then they were, I think all 3 times they've played Seattle in the final, they've been the better team.
And then, okay, the only thing I'll take a little bit of a point with that is you can't say that. I mean, they got killed the last 35 minutes. I know that fluky goal changes everything, but can you really say you're the better team when you lose essentially 3-0, 3-1 on the late goal? But I don't know if you can say that. They were definitely the better team the first 55 minutes, but it's a 90-minute game. So.
what about Altidore? How come
it, what?
Well, I mean, it seemed like it was a miracle that he was going to play.
They were playing that up.
He was trying to build that up a little bit, and
but then he goes in, he scores. He scored the goal, right?
Yeah, but it was such a meaningless goal. But great on him to get back and play.
Yeah.
I actually think that might have screwed them up a little bit, Puff, because
They're waiting for him.
Well, no, they played that same formation forever.
Yeah.
They dominate the first 55 minutes. They give up one goal. They bring in Josie, and that.
Yeah, it did change the way they've been playing.
That changes the way they play.
Yeah.
You want to hit the coolest? I tweeted this, but I don't think it showed on TV. At some point, Richie Larea comes on with the last substitute, and he hands Michael Bradley a note, which I guess is from Vanny. You tell me, Puffy, does this happen in football?
I'm sure it does. It's not something that they...
Okay.
Did you notice it watching it live?
Owen, who's our producer, was standing next to me, and he noticed and said, look at Bradley. So he's got this note, which I guess is about formation and style. He's reading it during play, like for a minute and a half.
Oh my God.
So the ball comes to him, kicks it away, reading the note, going around the field, getting into position, reading the note the entire time.
And then was he like yelling at his teammates?
Yeah, I guess afterwards. So I'm sure it was some sort of strategical formation thing, but I've never seen in any other sport a guy reading a note, the center mid, during the game. Anyway, I don't want to get all the details. I know not everybody listens is a footy fan, but
Footy?
what a environment.
man.
I've been fortunate enough to go to Super Bowls and Cup Finals and stuff. To have 70,000 in that building standing and singing the entire game was insane.
It did sound great on TV.
Great for MLS to have that environment. And those fans there are nuts.
Yeah.
Like nuts. We were there super early. Maybe it was an early start out there, right?
Yeah.
Pregame started at 11. I was at the building probably 8:15, and there was 10,000 people outside getting ready to go in.
Wow.
Seattle,
I mean,
by the
if
way.
if the game had been on at night, it would have been nuts there.
Yes.
Like as far as the build up, they would have been there at the same time. It would have just been a party all day.
Spectacular.
Noon Pacific for that, right? That's crazy. I'll say this. TSN, hell of a year. The Raptors, Bianca. It would have been nice to have that trifecta there.
That would have been good.
Yeah,
but it was good. It was a good show. And
Maybe we should have sent Mark Rowe.
Look at Puffy. I can't bring all your championships. I brought you a Raptors
Mark
title.
did bring home Bianca.
I brought you the first TFC title. Your
Yes, he
beloved
did.
Argos.
My beloved Argos.
Seattle's a great town. FYI.
I've never been. It's I'm a big Seahawks fan. I've never been.
One of the few. Russell was there, by the way, on the sidelines.
Yeah.
And then he destroyed my Niners the next night. Well, he didn't really know.
what a game.
He's the best player in the league right now.
He is. He's so good.
And Jimmy Garoppolo has work to do.
Jimmy Garoppolo is the most handsome player.
Because
in
our
the
D
game,
is awesome, but we have some issues.
Yeah, you don't
couple of
fear
drops there,
Jimmy
too.
Garoppolo.
Yeah.
A little dropsies.
And maybe that field goal kicker could have not put it 40 yards
Did
wide.
you see where that ball ended up?
Yeah. It
In
was
the tunnel.
Jeez.
There's video in the tunnel where you see the ball come firing through.
I wasn't texting you during that game, but I was at home enjoying it like hardcore. And
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah. The shame was, too, that like Brooksie had a bath that night.
Oh,
And when
so
she has a bath,
that usually means.
and she's like, okay, we watched our Ray Donovan.
Oh, that's probably why she needed the bath.
She went to bed, and I'm like, I should be going up there.
Yeah,
But then overtime and
they killed you.
12:45, I get up there. Hey, Brooksie.
Oh, no.
You're taking her leg and just rubbing it against yours. There's signs.
Awkward flight home. My good friends. By the way, Luke Wildman,
Yes.
Christian Jack,
Yes.
Stephen Caldwell, as good as it is anywhere that covers the sport of football. I truly believe that. They are fantastic. I needed to work on my English accent to get the credibility. Yeah. I did not have. Those guys are great.
Yeah, they are good.
Awkward flight home. Jimmy in the pod. Luke and KJ did not have the points to get the pod in the back. Red eye.
Oh.
Now, you would have been proud of me.
Yes. You asked for your food up front?
No, we got on the plane in Vancouver, so we flew to Seattle, 4-hour layover in Vancouver, red eye home. And I get on the flight, and I'm just going to sleep, right? I'm going to go to sleep, get up, have breakfast when I get home to Toronto. And the girl says, would you be eating with us today, sir? I'm like, no, I will not be eating. Then I wake up about an hour before. I realize I think it's the clinkety clank of the forks that wakes me up. And I'm like, And she comes by. I'm like, miss, do you have any omelets? No, sir. I'm like, that's fine. You know what? I'm fine. Have a great day. Just like that. Boom.
You didn't even take the oatmeal?
Nope. Didn't even take the oatmeal. I didn't feel like
So
the
why
oatmeal.
didn't you just say at the beginning, I'll take an omelet?
I planned on sleeping right till landing. And then I woke up and the omelets were there. I could smell them around me. What a weekend. I saw a lady got hit by a fish in the fish market. That Seattle fish market, something. They were throwing around the fish and one went errant and hit some lady in the head. And I was thinking, that's going to be a lawsuit.
Wow.
I went to the first ever Starbucks, the original Starbucks.
Really? Is
that
First
right,
ever
eh?
one, right down there in Seattle.
Is there anything different about
Was Kenny
it?
G there?
I don't even go in. I don't even like the
G.
Starbucks.
Kenny G actually plays instead.
He's actually one of the original owners, right?
Really?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, spectacular trip to Seattle. It's not as great as Vancouver, one of my favorite cities in the world, but Seattle is a damn good town.
How long were you in Vancouver again? How long did you live there?
I lived in Victoria when I was a little boy, playing for the Gordon Head Soccer Club. And did I ever tell you, I think it's in my book, my first year of soccer, this is like to my dad's greatest embarrassment.
Yeah.
This should be in the sharing circle.
Sharing circle.
Yeah. Let's do a quick sharing circle.
The sharing circle. It feels so good when we share, because it shows that we care.
So my first game in soccer, I think I'm 4 years old. They start early in BC. It's wet, and I go out and fall down. and I'm covered in mud. And in front of all the parents and all the players, I come running off the field, bawling. And like, I guess with all the parents lined up on the sidelines, I stop and they're like, "Wait, you can't come. Jamie, get back out there." And I'm like, "My hands are dirty. My hands are dirty." And my dad, this big tough cop, is like, "Oh,
he's not mine."
No. And then I think he signed up to coach me the next year because he was so embarrassed by that. That's a quick version of the Sharing Circle. The Sharing Circle brought to you by friends at the Weimar. We're only a few weeks away. We can't wait for a trip.
So excited.
Training went a little downhill on the weekend in Seattle.
Yeah.
That airport food, not so great.
Yeah.
Special guest, guys.
Oh, what?
On the line. I'm going to explain the story before I bring him in. He has been on the podcast multiple times before.
Bump?
No, it's not Bump.
Roddy?
Bump we will hear from next week. Roddy, a lot of people saying, where the hell's Roddy? At the Grey Cup Pod, we hope to have Bump and Roddy back on. Lester will be fired.
Well, Stoff's not going to be there either.
You know him from the Cabot Pods, a couple of Cabot Pods.
Okay. David Amber.
Not David Amber, not Sean McKenzie. And the Masters Pods.
Oh, I know who it is.
His name is Mark Ward. And the reason, Mark, hi, Mark, are you there?
You betcha. How
All
you
right.
doing, boys?
Okay.
How's it going, Mark?
I don't trust Mark in his heavy Newfoundland accent to tell the story quickly or properly, so I'll set it up for him. Mark calls me yesterday. He goes, "You're not going to believe who I'm going to meet tonight." And I said, "A girl on Bumble?" And he said, No, I'm done. Like, Mark's back with his girl, Sarah. Everything's
Everything's good?
Oh, is that
good for
right,
him.
eh?
Yeah.
I play weddings, eh, Mark?
So you guaranteed. You're
What
all
a
invited.
year. Mark's new book, Mark Ward, A Year on Bumble, comes out in the fall. It will be.
I'll buy the paperback.
So Mark's girl has a young son named Matthew who has cerebral palsy. He's in a wheelchair, not verbal, but he's super smart, wonderful kid. So I'm going to make a long story short. There's a connection that Mark has to Washington, and at some point in time, they sent, when Barack Obama was in, they sent Matthew a book that was signed by him, an atlas.
That's awesome.
Signed by Barack Obama. So then my buddy Mark Ward finds out who's coming to St. John's. Barack Obama.
Oh.
Couple of calls, and you pick it up from there, Mark Ward.
Excellent. Well, thanks. So, is this my official invite to Weimara as well, too?
No.
Oh, damn. Well, I got to go.
Like just like Cabot,
Hold on,
when
if
you only get to go to Cabot when 9 guys cancel. You need about 12 at Weimara. All right.
That's good. So, wicked story. So, anyways, so we sent an email just to say, thanks for the package before. We got tickets. Anyway, we'd like to say thanks, to this guy, Marv Nicholson. And he says, "I won't be there." So he replied back a couple of days later, and he says, "I won't be there, but I just spoke to the big boss, being Brock, and he said, love for you guys to meet him." So next thing you know, we do the whole security checks. All that came through. Secret Service calling us.
Wait a second. Now they did a security check on you. Do you think someone at Homeland Security went through your Bumble account?
For sure.
I'm not sure how I passed it, but I did. Anyway.
And then they have
swiper.
Then they have to check all those girls in Augusta, Georgia. I know. Check their backgrounds,
Especially the Russian
Within
girls.
15 miles.
Sorry, there were no girls in Augusta,
and
Georgia. We're just kidding.
Yeah, and it normally takes like 20 minutes to do. Mine took 4 days to do.
Okay, sorry. So they have to do
Anyways.
background checks on you guys, yeah?
So a background check. I'll flash. So anyways, so they come back and said, we spoke to the president, and he wants to meet you just before he goes on. So basically, they changed the whole itinerary just to accommodate 10 minutes, 15 minutes for us to go down to meet him before he goes on.
So he was doing a speaking engagement in St. John's, as ex-presidents often do, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so what was it like? Tell me about the moment.
Well, it was crazy because again, so you're meeting probably one of the most influential men in the world, and I was almost as nervous meeting him as I was meeting Puffy for the first time.
Now, did you wear your MAGA hat?
Oh, my.
That would have been amazing.
Oh, my God.
But you know what the funny thing was? So we go in, and so he's totally your guy's guy. So we walk you're introduced, and I walk in first, and he goes, "Mark, how's it going, my man?" Just comes up and shakes my hand and talks for a second. So Sarah comes in, and he gives Sarah a big hug. And normally he's very presidential. He's shaking hands and he's just, doing whatever, being very, very formal with everybody. and he gives Sarah like a big hug, and it was like a long hug, and I said, hey there, Mr. President.
Back off, fella.
On the equator there, buddy. So,
Getting a little handsy there.
It was very handsy. They were starting to dip a little below the equator. Anyways, and so it was amazing. Like, I mean, and then he got right down, and so he talked to Matthew. So Matthew has this little, it's kind of a Toby system that allows him to speak through his eyes, basically. So he can make conversations. He can look at an A or a B or a C, and he can verbalize through his eyes, kind of like what Stephen Hawking said.
Okay.
And so anyways, he had a whole bunch of things that he was going to say to him, and we made up a couple of jokes. What's the president's favorite vegetable? Broccoli and all these kind of. All these
the funny thing is, that's exactly that would have been the best joke you've ever told.
I'm not denying that, but it was it went over great, and it was so we had, and actually the funny part was so there's probably about 50 people that paid $5,000 to get a picture with them. They just kind of rung them through like cattle, quick pictures and out, and it was all basically the who's who of Newfoundland. So we're just kind of waiting outside, and I'm seeing the premier, the mayor, and all the presidents of all the companies in town, and they were coming walking by. Mark, what are you doing here? And I said, oh, just waiting for all you losers to go on so I can.
Wow.
Anyway, it was crazy. So we had a good 10-15 minutes alone with the man, and he couldn't have been a more gracious guy in the world. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Whatever, I don't care what your politics are, but I just think he's a good man.
Yeah, he seems like he's a great guy.
Where does that Mark? This is Lester. They very rarely let me speak, but maybe you don't know my voice. I'm not sure. But just wondering, where does that rank for you in terms of all-time life experiences?
Like I said, besides Puffy, I would say no. It's like this year. So the Masters thing was an exceptional experience. That was my first Masters, but that's top one or two for sure.
Well, top one or two.
Awesome.
You know what? It's just like we're trying to explain that to somebody. Like if it was Clinton or Bush or somebody that came, that you would have been excited to meet him. Would have been a great deal. But this was he's the man. Like he is truly. He is the most historic president that we'll ever see in our lifetime, and just to be able to meet him and have a conversation with him.
Fake news, Mark. Fake news. He is not. He is not. The next one is the greatest.
Listen, buddy, we have to go because we're squeezing this one in today. But thanks for joining us, and we'll see you at Cabot after everybody cancels.
No, Mark, you got to come back to the Masters.
Yeah, the couch is still there for you, buddy.
We need you singing and playing the guitar. We don't know anyone else who could do that.
Wow. I was just about to say, what the
We'll see you, buddy. We love you.
Okay, talk to you soon, guys. Thanks.
Mark Ward, my best friend since grade 3. How great is that?
Listen, I'll tell you, if I met Barack Obama, I would be like, okay, Lord, you can take me now. Like, honest to God.
Yeah, that's really cool. And Matthew is just such a terrific kid, so I'm glad he got that as well. I have to run because they're waiting to do commercial number 2. You guys still have to do things that I saw on Twitter, so this is your chance, Puffy or Lester. Take over the hosting gigs and bring
I have no chance.
Good luck, Stoff. Bring this baby home. Don't keep it too much longer. The post Jimmy time, the ratings may
slow down a little bit.
This is a good time for people to turn off their podcast.
We'll see.
For everybody else, we will see you from the Grey Cup next week. It's now time for the Lester and Stoff and Puffy show.
Ooh, nice.
Puffy and Stoff and Lester.
Freaky pigs, strange chicks, world affairs, polar bears, fake news, nice shoes, big boobs, jack dudes, all of these things and more as I sat on the shitter. Things that I saw on Twitter.
And we're back, everybody. Here we are, the Lester, Puffy, and Stoff show, or Stoff and Puffy show. I am your de facto host, Lester McLean, sitting in for James Duthie, who has gone to do yet another prima donna Pepsi commercial.
Yeah, I'm surprised we weren't invited to do
I thought this was
commercials
like
2 and 3.
I thought it was a package deal.
Yeah.
Well, I thought so too. By the way, Jen. You get me now? See? I was trying to say it, Without saying it.
Oh, okay.
Now I have to cut it out.
Well, yes, clearly. You probably should edit that out,
We probably could just edit this at the end of when James signed off.
Instead of the things we did on Twitter, I'll just play the outro.
Play the Elton Ron version. Take us home.
Take us home, boys. No, look, things that we saw on Twitter. You had a couple of good ones there, Stoff.
I had a total of one good one.
Okay,
However,
one is good. One is better than one I
I'll
have.
check Twitter now and see if I can find something.
let's get on it.
Let's get on it.
All right, I'd love to have your take on this, guys. A gentleman from Iowa by the name of Benjamin Schreiber. He was convicted of murder and was serving a life sentence.
Okay.
Now, in 2015, he collapsed in his prison cell.
Okay.
And his heart stopped and had to be restarted over 5 times by, I guess paramedics.
Yeah.
So now he is claiming that he officially died in 2015 and served his life sentence and now would like to be released.
Oh, for 100% he should. 100. I mean, I guess we don't want murderers out there, but technically he died.
Yeah, I mean, if you do the crime, you do the time,
Yeah.
and then if you die, you get out.
If he managed to bring himself back, I think he's beat the odds.
I personally think he should do the time less the time that he was dead. So if he was dead for 20 minutes, it's a life sentence minus 20 years. 20
minus 20 years or 20 minutes?
20 minutes, sorry. Look, a hell of a interesting premise. I'd like to know what he did, first of all.
Murder.
Murder? Oh, well, then, you know what? Yeah, your life sentence is life sentence, pal.
But he died, and now he's back to life. So if he died,
exactly,
the life sentence would be over.
Well, he's not dead officially. He died at one point. That's why I'm saying, however long he's dead, he can have that time taken off his life sentence. That's what I think. I'm sorry to be hardcore.
So life doesn't end when you die.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't die. He died for a brief time.
That means he died.
If he was dead, he'd be dead.
Well, if we go to Waimara for a brief time,
Yeah.
we'll have gone there, but we won't be at Waimara anymore.
Exactly.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about, but okay.
Me neither. However, the Iowa courts have ruled.
Oh,
hold on.
And the quote here is, Schreiber is either alive, in which case he must remain in prison, or he is dead, in which case this appeal is moot.
Oh, so
So they stuck him with the moot.
I like the moxie
him.
though to try to fight this.
Hey,
Oh, I love it. Why not?
listen, if you were on death row, wouldn't you try anything?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that'd be a problem. I guess people would start trying things where they could have their heart stop for a bit and then bring them back. Kind of like there was that movie, right? Flatliners.
Yes. Is that Julia Roberts in that
yes.
movie?
I think the original.
I've watched the beginning of that like 5 times. Never saw it through. No.
You know, it's funny. I never found her to be particularly hot, but she's grown on me, Julia Roberts.
Yeah?
With age, for some reason.
Yeah.
I'll let her know.
She'll be happy to hear this.
Wow.
It'll be great.
That'll be fantastic. Fantastic.
She's got that going for her now.
Yeah.
And the millions of dollars.
And the millions of dollars, yes. Well, I guess that's it for this show. I don't really see where we're going from here.
And now the best of rubber boots.
Who knew we needed Jimmy?
We don't need that guy. Come on.
I think we do.
Yes.
Yeah, I got nothing else.
Hold on. Next week is the Grey Cup special.
Let me guess. Yes, it's next week's Grey Cup.
Are you at the Grey Cup, Puffy?
Yeah, I'm leaving Wednesday.
That's going to be
Did they
good.
tell you when our flights leave? No.
Wow. Are you going to stuff? Seriously?
I thought I was, but clearly not. No.
Oh, wow.
Jay and Dan's not bringing you out?
No, I am
You'd
flying
think
out.
that they would do something at Grey Cup for...
I'm flying out to Regina, so perhaps this weekend I could just
stay.
hitchhike my
Just
way
stay.
down.
Wow.
James could put you up in one of his suites.
Multiple
He
suites.
usually has
Yes,
multiple
indeed.
suites at events like this.
Okay.
So you know.
These remote podcasts, quite a bit of editing usually, so I
Yes.
really look
Yes.
forward to it.
There will be drinking involved.
Oh, there always is.
All right, so that wraps it up. Next week, Grey Cup special, possibly our last episode.
Potentially. Because then how many episodes are we away from Waimara?
3, 4.
No, well, next week, if it's Grey Cup. Week after, I think it was like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark your calendars, listeners.
Oh, boy.
What's more to be said? All right.
The worst ever.
It was fine.
I got a question that I really wanna ask you. Wait, don't hang up. I need to know, so I'm gonna try and push my luck. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank at the fair? Oh, I know it's a little strange, but my obsession with your choice of footwear in the rain. And I know that you're on TV, but I need you to put your boots up on the desk for me. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank or the fair? This is the part they call the bridge. A bridge has water under it. With rubber boots you can wade in the water. Just don't fall in. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank at the fair? Do you really like the dunk tank at the fair? Dunk tank.
Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight?